that they use to determine what pages get seen the most and all of that, and try to do those things. That's why I've been doing a lot of live videos, because Facebook favors live videos, the algorithm. Like, that's the top. Like, pictures, not so much. Videos next, but you do live videos, it pushes your joint to the top. So that's why I go on the live a lot, and been doing that, because then it expands your reach, it expands your page views and all that. Because I had an online store for like 2-3 years. I wasn't even selling nothing. Once I started getting into the social media thing, and now my man hit me up, he's like, yo, we just sold like 50, 60 shirts, and you know, because it's now I'm watching it. Now I'm looking at the insights, and I'm like, all right.
So taking that, like, we came from an era where we ran the cameraman. If you came with the camera, you're getting run.
You gotta have an online presence.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
So I noticed that with you. I noticed that shift.
I started making that move, because if you don't do that, this is why all of those other dudes is winning, because
they don't play. They don't play on Instagram.
And it's easy for them. I was talking to my man Mr. Funky from Lords of the Underground.
Oh, for sure.
Because he live out in France. So, you know, I'm trying to put him on. He got some new stuff. So I'm like, all right, listen, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to help you out and tell you what it is, what you got to do. He like, man, you know I'm not. I said, I know it seemed fake to you.
Yeah, you feel like you got to be technical savvy.
Not even that. It's just, it feel fake.
Yeah.
It feel fake telling all your business and being online and
you're not saying no.
Interacting with people. Like, I don't want to interact with you like that. I don't know you. I don't. But I'm like, yo, you just gotta, you can hang your coat in the closet right there, brother.
Yeah, let me do that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. Yo, I had to learn a lot. I had to reshift my whole on a lot of things in ways that I was thinking from youth and all that, because I realized that, you know, I grew up in the North American mind state. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the world is not what we think it is. Like. It's crazy. It's crazy how you look at things. For instance, my opinion of so-called white people, it has changed drastically.
Yeah, the man said on stage there, he at one point when he was 19 would never think about slamming a white chick.
Nah, it ain't nothing. That shit on the regular.
And you know what? I'm watching your videos from last night. I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I see it. I see that. Yo, the military, like, yo, only certain.
Because this is the thing. We go through stages, and especially enlightenment. As you become more enlightened, you're going to start letting a lot of other shit go, because you're going to realize that shit don't really matter.
It's like baggage.
What we thinking about as far as our identity, that's all based upon the social system that we in. That has created that. We come from a system. Look where we come from. America, founded on slavery. It's founded on putting a foot on my neck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but you go up, you see motherfuckers like Polish motherfuckers. They did the same shit to them.
Yeah.
They got World War II and all that. They was fucking them up. They poor. They live in ghettos. Serbians, Macedonia. We dropped bombs on those motherfuckers.
A lot of poverty-stricken places.
You know what I'm saying? But they ain't never even seen a black dude. Like, real talk. They never even seen a black dude. Well, the Macedonians, you got to think, back in the days, that was with the Silk Roads and all of that stuff. Yeah. They used to go down there and trade salt. Yeah. And everybody was coming from Turkey on camels. And all other parts to go trade and all that. So at one time, you know, shit was multicultural in those regions of the world. But it changed. We always think, when we think Europe, we think France, Germany, Italy, those Spain.
So much more.
Those places those are the colonists.
Yeah.
Those are motherfuckers who went around and that's why we know about it. But we don't think about it. I've been learning so much about so many different types of people and shit like that. Like, son, regardless of whatever you think, one of your people wrote that book. Whatever you going to the Torah, whatever, somebody wrote it with an agenda. He was talking about how God revealed himself to the 300,000 Jews on Mount Sinai in the form of sound waves and all this. Was you there? No. You know anybody who was there?
Man's can't even give first account of experience of their own birth.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
don't even tell me nothing.
That's what you're
For
trying
all
to
you
tell
know,
me
you
about
could have
the
been
age.
born somewhere else.
Don't tell me about the age either. Like, you don't know. You just know what somebody.
Just tell
Everything
me.
we know.
Yeah.
You don't. So, and he like, all of this and how, it's been the same. I said, all right, so it's 6 billion people on the planet Earth. So 300,000 people, which is not even a point of a percent of the population of the Earth
And those are the ones.
who see the whole true God. And they all saw it. And it's like the game telephone. If you have 5 dudes and any 5 people in the room and you whisper in somebody's ear, by the time it gets to the 5th person,
right? Broken telephone, yeah.
it's another story. And then, how about this? And then, wasn't they supposed to be isolated in the wilderness for 40 years? So all they know is the story that's been told to them for 40 years. That shit is a cult. It's like David Koresh or anybody else. And how you know they could have escaped and all that, but it could have been a puddle. After, you know what I'm saying? After 40 years, it go from a puddle to a sea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been a stick that was set on fire.
Yeah.
After 40 years, it's a bush.
Bush now.
You know what I'm saying?
The legend grows.
That's how it always.
Yo, like, what did Guru say? The rep grows bigger.
Yeah.
That's just how shit is. And we realize that it's like, I'm gonna move this.
No, I'm gonna get up.
It's like that's why I fuck with Socrates when he said, the only thing I know is I don't know nothing.
Yeah, straight.
That's the only thing I can really look. All the shit we fighting over, arguing over, history, none of us was there.
Nope.
None of us was there. The only shit we could really deal with is right now. We can't even deal with the past second. I can't go back 1 minute and change nothing. So that's what my shit is. My shit is trying to live in the present. Trying to make the present the best. Trying to deal with people how they deal with me.
Accordingly.
And how I would like them to deal with me. True. And that's why, moving out to Europe, that shit was deep for me. I did it by myself. Mm-hmm. Nobody. I had to learn the language on my own. All of that.
Say a word.
I'm out there learning German and Polish and all this type of other crazy shit. Because I'm like, look, my goal is to be the emperor of the universe.
Straight. So you gotta travel with the people.
Yeah.
And you gotta be able to communicate with the people. Like, my biggest thing is to, like, I need to learn other languages. I can't be fronting. Like, how am I supposed to talk to the people when I can't? Like,
they can't understand.
But like, I know how to talk to people with limited communication. Like, within being incarcerated, you meet people from various walks of life where you got to communicate, and you live in a small confines. You got to communicate regardless.
Right.
So I could do that, but to really have a conversation, you can't do it.
Deep to build, to see where another person is at, and what their perspective on life is. I'm telling you, that shit. That's why I always thank Guru. He saved my life.
Say a word.
Because he took.
How'd y'all meet?
I went to high school with his homeboy, and not even his homeboy, because Gangstar Premier wasn't always in Gangstar. It was like 3 different incarnations of Gangstar.
I believe so. I heard that story.
Premier came.
Like way before positivity.
Yeah. So what happened is my man's cousin was in one of the Gangstars. His name is Smitty, who I went to high school with. He's like, yo, my man gonna come from Boston, my cousin. So my homie and then my man who was my DJ, Tommy Hill, he started rocking with Google. Him, Little Dat, my man Gus. And that's how I met them. I didn't start hanging out with them until like the Manifest days. Because I was in the street. You know what I'm saying? I was in the street. I was trying to get money and thought I was a gangster and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just forget a rep video. That first.
You know? So we was living that type of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but then he's,
So you didn't always, sorry to cut you, you didn't always have knowledge of self like the rest of us. You did the nigga shit.
My dad and his crew, they started the first night Bingy Rastafari in New York City.
Okay.
So
that's the
original eye. So I know all of them. So he would hang out with all of those dudes, and they knew the Clarence 13 as they was people.
So when you talking about pineal gland, melanin, all that stuff is from your pops?
I used to sell books. I was selling books. Me, True Master, from the Wu-Tang Clan. Me, True Master, Afu, my man Asheru, not the rap dude, my other man Asheru, and my man Sid, the Jizza, the RZA. That was our little crew. We used to sell books in the village. Like if you go to New York City in Greenwich Village, it's book tables out there on 6th Avenue. We had the first book stand. We used to go John Street during the week in the financial district on Wall Street, and then on the weekends, that's the Jeru was a bike messenger, so he would come. We would scoop the books. We would go. So we was reading mad books on all the comedic sciences, the Moorish, everything. That's what we used to do. And since it was like 5 or 6 of us, what we used to do was everybody read a book, and then we all build on the books that we was reading like at the same time. So we would all talk about. You share what you know, I share what I know. Then once we talked about it,
build on
then
each other.
we switch books. And then every week, and then we would be out there, because it was NYU, so we would be out there talking to NYU college professors. And
so this is before the sun rises in the east.
Yeah, this is before that. I was still running with Guru at the time, but it was like sporadic. I wasn't really kicking it every day like that.
You wasn't in the booth all the time.
I was kicking it with the homies. It was like me, the Jizzle, like I said, Master Killer. True Master, that was my crew. So that's what that was, and now even when I look back at myself, I be like, man, I was crazy arrogant. You know what I'm saying? The arrogance, that's the arrogance of ignorance. When you think you know everything, when you think you know, because that's what happens. People start to take knowledge, and it starts to become like that's what intellectuals do. That's the big words. And all of that is to show how much better I am than you.
True indeed.
It ain't really true knowledge of self. Like, see, now I have true knowledge of self because I don't even care. Because I know what I am, truly who I am, and truly what I am. Before it was a show kind of in a way. But it was the stage.
Did you feel compelled that you had to share the information?
Of course, this is what I'm saying. It's a stage I had to go through.
So now, do you still feel compelled to?
Of course, I'm glad that I shared that information.
It's because when you get that knowledge too, you makes you on a high, so you get a little arrogant too.
Your ego.
Gets.
You get gassed. You get gassed.
I haven't read books in like 5-6 years because I felt like I was getting.
Your ego.
I felt like I was better than people. So I had to.
This is what I'm telling you, and I had to learn. And I just started learning this over the years. Because you go through shit in life. One time I was strict everything and boom, 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 and military with my whole life. But I had to, that really ain't balanced. 1. 2 is that I was doing that more for not really for me. It was just to be better than other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To be better.
To say, yo, I'm military. Yo, I do this. I got, you know.
I'm this now.
I feel that one, and I feel like I could tend to be that way, but at the same time, I don't mind being human now and then. Tell you the truth,
listen,
I don't mind being human, especially when you have children around. They'll remind you.
That's what I'm on. I'm on when I get up in the morning. I meditate on love and kindness. Even somebody who get on my nerves, instead of me being mad at them, I meditate on them having the most blessed life and blessed day that they can have.
All this negative thing is just it's a drainer, anyways.
Somebody get on my nerves, and I be feeling like when I meditate right on them, that they have a peaceful, blessed day.
Straight.
That they have prosperity in their lives, and they feel healed. And because this way, they're not stressed, and I'm not stressed.
Yeah. Everything is vibration, and it's waste of energy at the end of the day.
So it's like you're kind of like. You're trumping your feelings about how you felt about it. Like you're being a bigger man without, you know?
And that shit is healing.
Yeah, it
to
is.
your soul.
Yeah,
that creates peace. And that's all we really want is peace. See, everything, this is what the difference is with me today as opposed to when I was 21 or 22. Is I always want to fight. I was in fight mode. I want to fight against this.
Did you have did the album drop?
Yeah, I was 22 when the album dropped. So I want to fight against injustice.
Because even
I want to fight against this. My goal now is I want to create harmony. So if I don't like something, I don't fight with it. I move it. If I can't move it, I go around it. If I can't go around it, I go away from it. I read a book. You know, I read a lot of those war books and the Chinese philosophy. And one thing they say, that's the difference between an old general and a young soldier. A young soldier don't know the perils of war. He always want to fight.
Just the one to bomb shit.
And sometimes the old general, he too cautious. because he know war is crazy.
Yeah.
You know? So it's trying to find that balance between, all right, I'm not having it, but I'm going to be as peaceful about it
That's as best
as I
could.
possibly can.
It is true indeed. I want to shout out everybody for joining us. This is our 27th Letters podcast with the legendary Jeru The Damaja.
Peace.
You know what I mean? Like, growing up, this man was dropping science. Like, he was one of the first MC that really got my ears on that knowledge. Just not on rhyming alone, but knowledge. And even then, I didn't even know what the man was talking about, but I vibrated towards it. You know, and that military aspect of your approach, I needed that at that point in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Even when you were, because I was just telling him, I'm like, the God went against Bad Boy on a dolo. Dolo. Look, like, he went against Bad Boy by himself.
I went against the whole record industry.
Bad Boy, Fuji's, everybody.
I went against the whole...
He ate up everybody.
I went against the whole record industry, and the only reason I was by myself is because motherfuckers ran.
Yeah, they're scared.
Whoever was supposed to be down, they decided they didn't want to be down.
Can't handle that.
They worried about the check. They worried about the check.
And the thing is that this is, I never regret what I did.
I hope you don't.
It was what I was supposed to do. This is what I do. I wish I was more clever though. I could have got all those. Not even covert, but I could have got all those points across and have been accepted and embraced if I had a better way of saying it.
But you know what? But you know what? Isn't that the difference between the young general and the old general?
That's learning.
Yeah.
And I see that. Like, even sometimes people always go right to the thing with Lauryn Hill, but they see, because that's only a piece that you see actually. It's a whole long thing, like an hour long. And we started out talking about police brutality in the neighborhoods. And that's how it got into white and black or whatever.
What's that?
Yeah, if y'all don't know what you're talking about.
It was on Video Music Box. It was a round table discussion. It was me, Lauryn Hill, Smith & Wesson, Method Man.
I know what you're talking about. Look it up on YouTube. I seen it.
And so people get at me and be like, yo, because, you know, a lot of some white guys be like, oh my God, Jeru was racist. And first of all, I'm black, can't be racist. All right, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. Mm-hmm. And not even because I'm black, can't be racist, but I'm not in a power position to be a racist. Prejudice, yes. Yeah. Prejudice, yes. I was very prejudiced. Yeah. Can't deny it. Prejudging everything I said.
It's the young general.
And I said it. Yo, but what I also said was, every brother is not a brother. Every other is not an other. Yeah. Sun Tzu said that. It's safe to assume if you've been beating me over my head, and your cousin been beating me over my head, and your uncle been beating me over my head, it's good advice for me to think when I see somebody from your family,
keep a distance.
They gonna beat me over my head if I get too close until they show me something else. And that's all I said. I said, it's safe to assume that somebody is out to get you if they got a history of getting you. You would be a fool otherwise to think anything else. And like I said, really, I'm telling you, living in Europe is, and people going to say whatever. They go, oh, you sold out. No.
What do you mean sold out? By going to Europe?
Yeah, it's people.
How?
But you know,
because
it's people.
Come on.
But we know. But you and I know the climate of the music. It makes sense for you to go to Europe.
But
that wasn't for you.
Even my points of view, my point of view has changed tremendously through life. I'm not the militant, angry, frustrated black dude.
So it's like,
the frustrated nigga,
yeah, right? so now he's a sellout, right?
Because he's relaxed now. He's doing other things. He's evolved.
Because I've evolved.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. See, this is what it is. And I try to tell people this, and I don't know how it might sound somebody. I don't know if they're going to get it. But when I tell people I have transcended my blackness, meaning that it ain't that important to me like it used to be, because I know it's so much more to me as a man. Of course, I'm always going to be this. Can't change it at all. I always gonna, always, to the end of the days. But if I look at history and if I look at life, and man, if you just stuck on that, you're gonna be limited to what you can do. you're gonna be limited on how you can move.
But you know what? I feel like you grew from your travels, right? So so the city limit really limits your thinking. If you think as far as the city limit, it's gonna limit your thinking. So traveling broaden your horizon.
And that's why I'm gonna say to everybody, travel. And don't travel to places where you just think it's people like you. Travel to places where people is not like you.
Especially those places.
That's where you gotta go. You gotta go and immerse yourself in somebody else's whole shit to see how they gonna treat you, and then you could determine how people are.
And I bet you got to find out more about who you were going amongst other people.
Yeah, because for one thing, you really alone. You isolated.
So no defense mechanism.
You got to deal with yourself. You got to deal with yourself, and you got to deal with other people. And you got to say, all right, look, I'm here. Let's see. And you know what? And I found, look, even with all the jewels and all of that I was dropping on my records, it wasn't the brothers who was gravitating towards it.
I seen your show the other day. By the way, I seen the show. Where's the man them? Where was all the man them at Jeru's show? Not a good look.
They abandoned me.
But we here though.
It was the people. It was the people who I'm supposed to be against.
Exactly.
Who the people I'm supposed to be. Who embracing me.
That's why I tell people.
Like yo,
spirit,
the knowledge. They like, oh man, I go anywhere in the world, Poland. They be like the prophet. You taught me so much.
What do you mean? That's the way I felt.
And that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. See, I came from the ghettos of East New York and Brooklyn. So that's where my journey starts. That's who I'm talking to first, the people that I know. Yeah. But as I start to travel out more around the world, I get to know more people. And say, oh, shit, yeah, and oh, I see your plight. And oh, wow, the ghetto over here like this too. And oh, wow, y'all get treated like that. Oh, wow, and this is like this. I know countries right now not black countries, no Puerto Ricans, nothing like that, none Mexicans, nothing, and they fucked up. They countries are ghettos. They're cesspools, pretty much. They get shitted on by the world, and they great people, and they white too. If we call white or whatever, European. Yeah. And they got status. And they got mad love. They don't want to do nothing but show love. Like, yo, how can I be mad at you? Yeah. How can I lump you in a category with somebody else? It's just a lot of things that I've been meditating on and peeping.
When did you make the move to Europe?
I just moved there 2 years ago.
But prior to that,
I've been traveling over there for 25 years. And then I try on and off.
Yeah, because you seem like you're immersed in the culture
on and off. I've been going. What it is that I've been going out there more and more because that's where they want to hear you.
True indeed.
Yeah. I always tell people, they be like, yo, why you move to Europe? Because you don't go to Alaska to hunt for lions. You got to go where the prey is at.
Straight.
You don't go to Africa to hunt polar bears.
Straight. And you know, I'm glad we saw you the other day at the show. The show was great. If you missed the show at the
it was all right.
This man got on it 1, 2. He got on the turntables and started spinning. That threw me off. I had to take a picture of it. I'm like, nah.
Well, yo, you know,
Alpha used to go back and forth a little bit too in the video.
I've been DJing for a long time. Like, the first thing I did, that's one thing. You know, my mother, she always instilled that in us to be self-sufficient. So the first thing, when I got my first deal, I bought all my own equipment.
Sick.
The first thing I bought was 2 turntables. I bought 2 1200s, a Gemini Scratch Master mixer.
You invested in yourself.
An amp, some Certain Vega speakers. Then after that, I got me an MPC 3000. And I used to just go buy records, teach myself how to DJ. And so
this is before rhyming?
No, this was once I got my deal.
Oh, once you go.
Your third, I'm not sure.
My third, I produced
all the
it.
Beats, right?
I did the beats. I did the scratches. Yeah. It came out on my own label. Yeah. Like that's what was my mission, and I've been going. That was 1999.
The first wow,
that was 1999. Yeah,
wow.
1999. So I've been independent since 1999. It's 2018.
And right now, that's like the new wave where, because of the technology. Imagine you back then with the technology you had. And my God!
And I sold a lot of records, and I didn't have none of that. And it was
straight
hardcore.
Out the trunk.
It was hardcore, but I was fortunate that I got a good deal with a good company. I still
was that Payday?
No, the company that I use is called Red Eye, and I'm still working with them today.
Okay.
And it was funny because we went to South Africa. It was me, Talib Kweli, Black Thought, Dead Prez. We all did this thing, Black August, and we was in South Africa, and we was in a mall in Johannesburg. My records was the only records on the shelf, and all those dudes was on major labels. I was the only dude on my own independent label. My records was on all the shelves, and that's when Talib was like, "Yo, Ru." And Talib, he'll tell you, that's when he went independent. He's like, "Yo,
because you were building relationships."
And
you built relationships,
and you know what it was? It was that rebel, that soldier, that
you gotta get it in,
like,
get
yo,
it done.
I'm out. I don't care who, what, where. I'm going in. You know what I mean? The arrogance that pushed me forward. You know, but now almost 20 years later, I'm still independent, still rocking, still doing shows. I do hundreds of shows a year. Like, people think they don't see it in whatever their platform
headlining
is. Listen, I host the EDM festival in Europe, some electronic dance music.
That's a big movement. That's
Son,
big. That's huge.
Europe is bigger than hip hop.
What do you mean?
Listen,
People are getting residents in Las Vegas.
Check this out. Check this out. I host the festival. I'm on stage in front of 70,000 people, 5 nights in a row.
Whoa.
The festival is 120,000 people. I'm on like a huge stadium with the big lights. I'm on giant screens and all of that. No, I'm just hosting.
He's just hosting.
I just go and say, hey, here's the next act. Everybody say ho. It's dope. You know,
I love it.
And we talking about big dudes like Steve Aoki and Armin van Buren and all of these major DJs that play this electronic music. And then I also perform at the hip hop park. They got a hip hop park, you know. So I perform there. Onyx was there this year. Talib was there this year. And this is
in
Romania.
Oh, Romania.
Transylvania, yo. Transylvania, yo. So I can't say, oh, I don't like these kind of people. They got love for me. I come to the airport, the police know me. Like, oh, Jeru, what's up? In Romania. But then you got to think those people like the Romanovs and all them, the Gypsies, as people call them or whatever. That, you know, that whole region, they got a lot of history with a lot of different things going on and a lot of different people. Like in one spot, my man, they got a spot in Macedonia called Kapanan, and that means scale, because it used to be a giant scale there, and people used to come from all over, from Turkey, from here, from there, to come over there, because that's Macedonia, right, with Alexander the Great and all of that, and they used to all come and weigh their goods, they silk, they salt, their gold, and trade it, and people you could rest your horse up, and you know. So I've been seeing a lot. That's why, like I said, that's why my view on the world is just, we be forgetting that when we be talking about history, we talking about the European history of North America, because it was people here thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, we were here.
Before that.
We were here.
Before that.
Yeah.
You know, and so we forget. We think we thinking about the past 300 years or something like that. Everything we talk about, everything that we is the past 300 years, the past our oppressive years. You know what I mean? Like the years we've been in straight bondage.
True,
you know, over here and then.
Well, the years that make their story add up. You know what I mean? To make their story.
They're the puzzle. They're a little puzzle.
They're complete.
I want to take it back for a sec. Like, you mentioned your mom. Like, how was your upbringing as a child? Like, you know what I mean?
I went to church school.
So it's Sunday school.
I went to.
You knew the Bible stories.
I went to actual church school though, from 1st grade to 5th grade.
Well, most of the schools, most of the schools are church schools. All the, to be real, all the schools are church schools.
So like I knew the Bible. Like then, plus on top of that, I went to church, Sunday school, Bible study. I sang on the choir.
Say a word.
All of that, you know. But the good thing about my mother is she never oppressed us with our ideas.
Oh, she let you be.
She never tried to force us to be like a way. She was just her thing was, she would kick it to us like this. When we were kids, we would say something, we were young kids, and she would listen to us, and she would be like, all right, that sounds cool, but I'm the mommy, so we going to do what I want to do. And when you become the mommy or the daddy,
you're free to express yourself. Do you?
Dude, she never was like, that's stupid, that's not a way to look. Yeah, she tried to enforce us. She wanted us to go to church, and she wanted us to do that because she didn't want us to get killed on the street. But she never told us hatred. She never taught us somebody hit you, you hit them back. None of that.
You know, sorry.
Go ahead.
Guru passed away in 2010. I believe.
I can't believe it.
What is it?
Long ago.
March?
8 years.
March, right?
No, it was...
it was right before I got out. It was March or
February.
February. April?
I think it was April.
It was like 2 weeks. I came out April 26th. And I remember, 24th. Sorry, 23rd. And I remember right before he died, like, I was like, oh man, I was hurt. Because I know for me personally, Guru's not revered as that lyricist MC, but I feel like he was raw.
He was ill.
He was one of the rawest.
He's one of the illest.
He was raw.
He was one of the illest. I mean,
and then you said he saved your life. Like, how did that happen? You could touch on that.
Because he put me down. He took me to Europe for the first time, December 1992.
Did you meet Primo through him?
I met both. I met Primo at the Manifest video.
Okay.
I met Primo at the Manifest video. But what I'm saying is, by him taking me
to your on tour
and putting me on, that saved my life. Who knows where I could be or who I would be.
And you know what? That's
nowadays.
So true. There were guys that I was locked up with, and when I hear them talk and see their talent, I'm like, what are you doing here?
Because you
literally, I want to go out there, get out there. This you shouldn't be here.
But you trapped up in life, like how we know it. That's what I was. Even when I had the first record, I'm the Man, I was still running around the street, just robbing and stealing. And what changed my perspective on that was me and Afu, we robbed a man in Queens, and he turned out to be a police officer. And the way we know, because we had his badge and everything in his wallet. And we was like, and then there was a show that same night at a place I think called Mars, if I wasn't not mistaken. And I was like, yo, I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to just focus on this.
On the music.
I'm going to just focus on rhyming and doing my rhymes. And then, like I said, Guru, he took me to Europe in 1992, December. And first place I ever went was Helsinki, Finland. Okay. And it was a crazy experience. 21 years old. From Brooklyn, straight from Brooklyn.
You got a rude awakening about life at that point.
Helsinki, Finland. We went to London. We went to Switzerland. We went to Sweden.
Wow.
All over the world. Germany.
So he really took you out the hood. You could
say. Saved my life.
You said, remember how you said you don't smoke anymore?
Right.
I want to know why you stop all that.
Right.
We still smoke.
Listen, I just stopped about 3 months ago. I still got some ill medical weed in my refrigerator back at the crib. Some nice hash. I like to smoke.
When I went to Germany, it was an amazing experience to me because it made me like they're so, especially in Hanover. I don't know how the rest of Germany is, but the system, like the way everything's so organized, like there's not even no poverty. I don't know if I'm wrong or not.
There's poverty, but they take care of their people.
Yeah, like the people on the street, the vagrants or whatever, the bums, they're in bums. They're just choosing to be out there.
Right.
They're choosing to be out there.
Right. The only way they'll be a bum if they like from Poland or something like that.
Okay, they just came and they have nothing there. But if you're a native to Germany,
nah, they good.
Alcohol everywhere. You've seen drunks all over the place, but they're not like here where you're homeless or they're asking for. Everybody has something.
They asking for money for weed. That's how they signs are. Money for weed. I need weed.
Couldn't believe drinking on the bus is beautiful.
Right? Beers out everywhere.
Yo, I want to know about how much brothers and sisters you got.
Yeah. I'm gonna first. I want to know about your siblings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many do you have?
I have one sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one sister and I have a brother, but I don't really know. We didn't grow up together, so I
How's
don't
your
know.
relationship with your sister? You guys stay?
We tight.
Okay.
Like my name is Jeru. My sister's name is Salima.
Okay.
Like Jerusalem. You know, her name is Salima.
Okay.
So.
That's a tough.
If that was your
yeah. So my name.
So your real name is Jeru.
My name. I have like 5 names. So Jeru is my second name, but my father, he changed his name to that, so he didn't let anybody call me. So all through school, and I'm Jeru Davis.
Okay.
I'm just Jeru Davis. Like on my report cards, all in school, I'm known as Jeru Davis. I've never been Kendrick. Like only the police, if I would get caught. But all my ID, school, through elementary school, through high school, I was just Jeru Davis.
What about children?
Children, I have no children.
That's
I
surprising.
have no children.
That's surprising, but at the
children.
same time, I'm not surprised because of your military early on.
And
you probably
too
didn't
selfish.
trust. You didn't trust.
Yeah.
You didn't trust. You didn't trust.
Too selfish.
This, you guys, the song "The Bitches" was a real tune. It was a real tune for him.
I'm gonna have a kid soon. I'm gonna do like King Solomon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me one from every nation.
Straight.
Chinese, green, purple. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Well, they came sprouted from us, so we're just bringing it back.
Just bring it back. That's what I'm saying.
The word says 360 degrees, yo.
Bring it back. Just be in my, my throne.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So
no children,
I grew up in a big family, though.
Okay.
I have a really big family. Like, I got about 20 cousins. I'm the oldest of all my grandmother's grandchildren.
Okay.
So I grew up in a big family. So I've always, and that's one thing. And I grew up in as most of us do, a matriarchal
and
family.
we need to get back to that.
Because
not if it wasn't by choice, right? Fathers weren't there. That's why guys weren't there, fam.
It wasn't by choice, but we need to get back to that.
that's what I said. I'm like,
we both have different dads, and both of our dads weren't there. Straight.
But so but you could always tell that too. You could always tell brothers who I'm fortunate that I grew up with mad love, and I was building on this. I was doing a show with the Roots in London, and we was all in the dressing room, and it was some sisters from out there, and and I was talking about how I grew up with love, and she was like, "You see how blessed you are," and we just all sat and was like, because it's people out there who got no love.
This is true.
They got no love, so that's why they do. That's why if you don't never have love, you don't know how to give love, and that's what the hood is about.
Did you know your dad?
Yeah. Me and my dad, cool. I'll show you a picture of my dad. Me and my dad, we alright. You know what I'm saying?
What he's saying is big earlier, like.
Well, me and my dad, we alright. You know what I'm saying?
When I think about,
but he wasn't always there. But because him and my mother had certain issues.
And you got caught up in the middle.
It ain't had nothing to do with us.
Yeah, but the children is always paying the most price.
So that's my dad.
Okay, for sure. You gotta send me that pic so I can show it. So I can show it to the people.
My dad.
For sure, you can see the 9 bingy.
So and that's my man Balewa. Actually, that's your Zavara.
Zavar, yeah.
That's his brethren.
Okay.
That's how we know each other.
Okay.
Because my man,
yeah, he knows Zavara. Zavara seen him we at the club at the spot.
Yeah,
Zavara went up to him and was like, "Yo, what going on?"
Put him on the list.
Zavara knows the
I
man.
put him on the list because he run with my man Balewa.
Okay.
My man Balewa, whenever he in BK, he be like, "Yo," whenever you with my pops, he be like, "Yo, I'm with your pops." He'll hit me on the WhatsApp, So yeah, me and my pops, we cool.
So what do you think of the music scene nowadays? Like, especially coming out of New York, like. I know I don't really want to get into music too tough, but I want you to touch on the music scene.
My thing is this.
You have something to say.
This is what the youth are doing now. I can't really be mad at that. It's another evolution of the music. And people always think evolution. Evolution don't always mean it's going to be better.
Exactly.
Evolution don't always mean it's going to be better. Sometimes you have to get through the dirt and the crumminess and the grit to get
Training
to that
camp.
next. So this is just probably one of those periods. And look, to me, because I was talking to Psycho Les from the Beatnuts, because we have a new group together called the Funky Pandas. And
Look out for the funky pandas.
Yeah, for real. And we were saying the beats today are way more sonic than when we were coming.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Sonic. We were like,
technology.
Man, we wish we don't know what, like, our stuff is sound stripped down because those are the tools that we had to build with it.
Yeah, it sounds so outdated.
If you had those tools, it sounds dope still, but it's a more stripped down.
Less more layers on it now, like
It's more surround. It's a wholesome.
You know what I'm saying? You be like,
I know. Wow. They run a studio, so they know what you're talking about.
You feel me? Yeah. So you know.
And I'm still in that era, so I have people coming in and I just hear and I'm listening. I'm like, oh, okay, it's new to me, you know?
Right, but you be like, damn,
that knocks.
Come on, how you get those low frequencies like that? Like, it just be like, you be like, and you know, because I study engineering and all that.
I'm learning.
So that's what I'm on. So I'm like, and I'm dealing with all the computer. Listen, I bought Pro Tools in 1996. I was on Pro Tools.
I just got it in 4 years.
I'm a tech. I'm a nerd.
You're on top of it. That's one thing I'm learning about you right now. Is that as far as that's why technology, you're on top of it.
All of that, like in the 90s something. Like I used to be on those BitTorrents. I used to have all of the spindles of the hack CDs.
So you have Bitcoins?
No, BitTorrents. No, Bitcoin. I don't have no Bitcoins. No.
You into that? You know, cryptocurrency stuff.
It's too late. But they just had it like a big. Yeah, go ahead, go for it. They just had like a big. They just had like a big crash though. I think they fell. A big
crash. Word! It's over with.
The
party's over.
Listen, once everybody know it. Yeah. Once everybody know about it, that's when they gonna everybody throwing their bread in.
Once I find about something, that's when for sure it's done.
Come on, because I don't late for everything. Thank you. I don't even know. I'm like, man, and my man, he put me on to this one. I met this dude. See, and this is what I'm saying. I met this dude out in Germany because I know this Russian chick is crazy. She speaks Chinese, all types of craziness, right? That's one thing I like about being in Europe. I'll be on some straight up black James Bond shit.
If you don't know, now you know.
James Bond shit. Like, I'm like, me and her, we go to Chinese restaurant. She Russian chick. I'm like, yo, you speak Chinese, right? I'm like, speak Chinese. You know what I'm saying? She just speaking only Chinese to the Chinese people in the joint, and I'm speaking German. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look at this, a black dude from Brooklyn, in Germany, Berlin, speaking German.
You know who
with
does
a Russian chick speaking Chinese.
Yo, you know what he sounds like? He sounds like a Moor to me.
Yeah,
that's what Moors do. Yeah, they just go all over the place.
I mean, who are we? But
you know what? Speaking of that, Moor, the other day we seen you at the club. You told us about a project in New York, one of the baddest projects, which I never knew.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of this bothers me because I hear about the Pink House. I hear about every project, but nobody's talking about the Noble Drew Ali project.
Google that.
Noble Drew Ali project.
The baddest project in New York is called the Noble Drew.
Look, you can Google
Which
that.
part of Brownsville?
Nobody talks about it.
We gonna see. Hold up.
The illest blue.
When I saw it, and hell up, and I never really know, and I never really knew it until I was watching the documentary, and they were talking about the Bloods and all of that, and it's Noble Drew Ali housing project. Watch this.
Crazy.
I never knew that.
He told us. He dropped the science right on us. Because I dropped it on him. I dropped it on him. Because I'm like, yo, one time he was...
as a myth or nothing.
Look, it come right up. Noble Drew Ali houses.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
See, look.
Pick up something new every day. Look. 27th Letters Podcast.
Look.
Wow. Look it up yourself.
Brownsville Noble Drew Ali Plazas.
Wow. Look it up yourself. You got a computer in your pocket. Do your own research.
Named after Noble Drew Ali. Dudes probably don't even know who Noble Drew Ali is.
And you know what's crazy? On IG, you went live one time on IG. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this question in. Because I'm like, I'm always have this burning question to ask certain men like you who have that pedigree of knowledge. So I'm like, did they know about Noble Drew Ali? Because this is all new to me in the last couple of years. He's the one that brought me to the knowledge. My brother right here. So I'm saying... So when I seen your IG and I was like, I asked you, did you know about him? And you're like, yeah, for sure.
We used to sell books. We used to sell books. All of those books that are famous now. The Miseducation of the Negro.
Yeah. We have those books.
And the African origin of psychological biological psychiatry or some whatever. I forgot what the name of the books was. But we used to sell all of those books. The Matu Natur, all of those books. We were selling those.
Right. And that for that pronunciation, if you don't know what he's saying, is Metaneta.
Yeah, Metaneta. Yeah, Metaneta.
Yeah, right.
That's why. That's why. You know, in one joint I say Jeru Nebatecha, the Lord of all worlds, Nebatecha. Like.
Yeah.
Know? So we was selling all of those books
and that was what I was thinking about when you started talking about your dad and saying he started the Nyabingi movement, and you're saying you and Jizza and the man there pretty much started what's going on every day today.
Selling books. We was doing that.
In New York on what is it, 125th Street or?
No, we was in the Village.
But I'm saying a lot of it reciprocated, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but we had the first one, we had the first one in Greenwich Village. It was it. It's Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We be out there with our one table. We had the books. We sit out there all day. You know, we be out burning, whatever. And you know, just doing the knowledge.
So this is before Wu-Tang. This is like Prince Rakim days.
It was the Jizza was the genius.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Justice, and that's my man. Like that's my brother. Like we it was it's like this. It's like this.
Supreme knowledge.
It's like this.
Early, the man's music was on it.
We would talk about how he was gonna start the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wow.
Who, Genius?
Yeah, because they're both.
Both of them.
We would be hanging out playing chess, watching kung fu movies.
So the seedlings of the Wu-Tang Clan started amongst y'all.
I was there.
Wow.
I remember.
I was there.
So your father.
I was there.
I'm telling you.
I was there.
The knowledge is just the same alley.
It's parallel. It's parallel.
I was there before there was. I have a first test pressing of Protect Your Neck that the RZA gave to me. The test pressing of Protect Your Neck, the first Wu-Tang record. Because I was there before they made, when we was talking about it. We used to have rhyming sessions. Me, the Jizza, True Master. We used to be rhyming. We used to go to the pier and have kung fu competitions. We used to make up kung fu styles and be out on the pier fighting. And we burning and making up our own styles.
The video of you and I don't know how many kung fu videos you have. I don't know.
The Playing Yourself.
The Playing Yourself with you and our.
Yeah, when we went to China, the Jizz was one of the first people to see that. When we came from China, right off the
plane. So that was actually shot in China.
Yeah, we went to Hong Kong. Actually, the movie The Matrix. The dudes who did all the fight coordination in The Matrix,
he's the one
they did our video first.
Yo, you're like the father of all. Yo, y'all getting the exclusives right now, yo.
Our video first.
27 Letters podcast.
My man, because it was Wu Ping. It was a famous kung fu director named Wu Ping who did the Matrix thing, but all the dudes on his team, Dion Lam and all of those are the dudes who did Playing Yourself video.
Wow.
And I'm gonna drop all that because you know I've been doing my YouTube little videos explaining different things about Sunrise and the E, about different songs and videos I have. And so I'm gonna do the next one. I'm gonna do is Playing Yourself. The reason I didn't do it now is because I'm on the road, so I wanted to do a special.
I was watching that last night.
Being on the road, but yeah. So the Matrix dudes, like we was out. It was me and Alfu. We was in Hong Kong. It was real. It was real. It was ill. Like we jumped off the building for real.
That's what I say. This might be a dumb question, but me as like, what year is that? Like 95, 96, 96-ish? I'm 18, 19. So me as a young 18, 19, looking at that, I'm saying, yo, that man there know martial arts for real. This thing looks so authentic. There's no way this is fake.
But we took Taekwondo for years. I got black belts in Taekwondo and
So you're not a novice.
We did most of the stunts.
You're not a novice.
We did most of the stunts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It looks like you're doing
unless it was taking too long, and they like, oh, we taking too long, yeah. But you know, so it was dope doing that. And the way we did that is because my man, his name is Nick Questa. He actually went on to direct. He's a director in Hollywood. He directs movies and stuff like that. And my man Nick, his dad was working at Golden Harvest, the people who make the kung fu movies.
Oh.
So we got the real kung fu stars from the kung fu movies. So dudes, and that, like one dude, the dude who's running with me and Alfu in the video, he's part of Jackie Chan's stunt team. So if you ever watch Jackie Chan movies, you'll see that's the dude who's always fighting against Jackie Chan as his like rival stunt dude. My man Andy,
That coordination.
It was dudes. It's dudes from movies like The Scorpion King, and they were bugging. They didn't know that black dudes watch kung fu movies. I got Jet Li's autograph.
Really?
Back then, 1996, from his movie Dr. Y and the Scriptures with No Words.
Wow.
And they was bugging because I'm like, yo, I'm like, yo, what's up with Lee Lian J? That's Jet Li. And they was like, you know Lee Lian J? I'm like, yeah. And they start breaking down all the dudes we know. They was like, you know that? I was like,
that's
yo.
his indigenous name.
Yeah, Lee Lian J. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I think it's Lee Lian J. And dudes is like, I'm like, yo, I was talking about the Magnificent Trio. I'm like, yo, who did that? My man Dion was like, I did that. I'm like, you lying. He's like, yeah, I did that. He asked, yo, who did Magnificent? I'm like, yo, how you make the motorcycles go off the wall and all that? He's like, oh. And then my little cousin, at the time, she was going to school in Philadelphia, and she's in college, and she called me. She's like, Jeru, the lady Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger says she knows you. That you've worked with all of the people that she's worked with and all that, because we worked with like the kung fu, the real kung fu people.
At the end of the day, you were like a bigger star than enough of them at one point when it came to martial arts.
Man's fathered a lot. The man fathered a lot. You know,
they call me in Hong Kong. They call me Blackie Chan.
Before we close out, usually we'd have a segment called "Agree to Disagree."
But you wrote me those questions.
But
you wrote me a bunch of questions.
I know.
Find something to disagree. I'm like,
I know.
I agree with all of that.
So because the God is on a vibration, it's hard for him to be just like he said. He went from being that angry, frustrated. Now he's just accepting. So there's no disagree.
I'm very agreeable.
So there's no agree to disagree in this segment.
I'm agreeable
in this interview.
Listen, one of my things is I expect nothing and I accept everything.
Straight.
You know what I'm saying? This way you're not disappointed and all that. Because if you look at most of our disappointments, it comes from our expectations. We expect the person to be a certain way. We expect the person not to be a certain way.
And then it goes to our ego too.
Now then, when we get there and we don't get what we expected, if it's far, now we hurt.
Yeah.
Now we upset.
It's an ego. It all started from an ego.
So I've been trying, and that's what I've been really trying to do. I've been trying to crush my ego. Like, I've been trying to crush my ego, like, and I've been actively, like, on that. Like, when I feel myself, I be like, oh, man, that's your ego, bro.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
That's your ego, bro. Stop. Like, I even noticed that about, even with women, all types of stuff, how men get a certain way. It don't really be jealousy. It be selfishness that they be dealing with.
Most definitely.
It don't be. It just be like I don't wanna see him have it or something like that. And with any situation where I find myself being away, like I be like, you know what? Chill, peace, love, happiness. You know, because that's what I want to be. I want to be peace. I want to be love. I want to be happiness. You know, I want to not deal with my emotions in that way. I want to not let things get me riled up. You know, it's good to be passionate and have fun and all of that, but I don't want it to be in such a way where it's destroying the fiber of my soul.
It's not controlling. Yeah, it's not control. You want to control the flame.
Yeah, and that's why I stopped smoking.
Which leads us to why did you? So that's why you stopped smoking.
Plus, I want to get a G550. That's like the most expensive jet you could get.
I was just gonna say.
So hold on. What are you doing with a jet, yo? One of my listen, God.
No, I don't know how to fly a plane. I don't want to fly on it. I just want to lamp on it.
Oh, no, because I was gonna say one of my favorite baseball players just died in a plane crash the other day. Roy Halladay.
Oh, wow.
He retired. Said, you know what? He wanted to find something else to equal that passion. You know, the passion of pitching in front of.
I don't want to fly it.
I want a lamp in it.
And the man died. Crashed the plane.
And I'm probably gonna sell it the next day. That's a horrible investment.
Yeah. But so you saying you saving money from not smoking, basically?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm doing the things that I need to do to get a 61 million euro jet.
Okay.
Because it's not about the jet.
Okay.
It's not about the jet. It's about what I have to do and what I have to become to get the jet.
So you know
I have to discipline myself.
This is what I'm saying. I always say this. I was saying this a couple of weeks. It's not about the destination, but the journey.
So I have to discipline myself, and in every decision that I make. Cause see, this is the jewel I'm gonna give you. Because I've been doing, you know what I've been doing a lot of? I've been doing a lot of audio books lately. when I've been working out.
I listened to Prodigy's book like that. I know. I was cheating.
I've been doing a lot of audiobooks. Audiobooks are awesome.
No, I still like to flip pages still.
I like to flip pages. I like ebooks, but audiobooks are awesome hands-free.
True indeed.
I could be doing other things. I could be in the gym working out and getting the book. And one book that I like is called 10X. And the guy, his name is Grant Cardone. He a little crazy, but the things that he's saying is really real. Like if you want goals, you got to set your goals 10 times higher. You have to have ridiculous goals.
What they say? Aim for
the moon. Because if you miss, at least you hit a star.
Straight.
So so I have my G550. That's my ridiculous goal.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand. You might attain something within means that.
You see?
Yeah.
But this is what I'm so every action that I make, I gotta say.
Yo, God, pass me the pen behind you.
Is that the action that I'm gonna get?
Give thanks.
Take to get that G550.
Much power to you, God. Much power to you. Before we end this, it's been great having you on 27th Letters Podcast. You dropped mad jewels. I'm happy you touched on a lot of things. You know, touched on that bad boy situation, how the pros and cons of it, which I love. Like a lot of people don't realize that you took losses behind the scenes because of this.
Man, losses. Like,
you know what I mean?
I was ostracized.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell.
I had to.
That's why my post. That's why when I videoed you doing the song playing yourself the other day, I had to tag Puffy and be Puffy. You're still playing yourself. Bro.
You know, I had to. But you know, that's just a testament of who I am as a person. Because even I'm never gonna give up.
But think about that though. If like certain man like you weren't there to set,
we were supposed to do that.
To be that pillar, it wouldn't have molded a lot of us who were kind of looking for those.
And that's why when I talk to brothers now, I like to tell them the whole journey that I've gone through to up until today, like how I see and how I've evolved. Because if that was needed, at the time, you just can't have one way. Yeah. You got to have opposition. Like I said, I was ostracized, and I had to do everything on my own, and I'm still here.
You know what?
I'm still here.
Honestly, hip hop is better off that way. However everything played out. Because I ain't trying to see you no shiny suit. I ain't trying to see you doing no line dance with somebody.
Look, I'm still here.
Straight.
And that's what it is. I'm still so it's like it made me a stronger person.
And you saw people for who they are.
If I have to struggle, I gotta struggle.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna stop. I'm going to just keep going. And one day, I'm going to have a G550. Maybe I didn't get it back then, but it wasn't the time for that.
Straight.
You know what I mean? Because I had to know, look, I had to maintain my integrity in order to do it. And I'm not saying, and you know, that's one thing, too, about when I was younger. I wasn't righteous. I was self-righteous.
That's what a lot of us
I was self-righteous.
I don't know the difference,
I was self-righteous. I thought I was, like I said, I was arrogant. But you know, self-righteous, if you keep going long enough and you learn, it starts becoming to right and just. Yeah. And you see things for what they are and see people for who they are and life for what it is.
True indeed.
And that's where I'm at. So, yeah, so this is the...
So right now, this is the book that every guest gets to write. Okay. And like I said, the book I came out with is called 27th Letters. It's based on letters I wrote my daughter. So, and I wrote her that because I didn't know what the future held. So now I'm asking most of the people, all my guests, that, you know, just put yourself in my position, going away, and you have to write something to somebody that you care about, whether it's your child, wife, children, knowing that you're not going to be around. What would you say to them? Just in a couple of paragraphs, what would you write to them?
You want me to write it?
Yeah, and then sign it.
Oh, damn, son, I only got my glasses. But I'll write it right here. Let me see.